Today, I have created myself a cue card. Oh, you can't see it. It says unmute, right? Because, and then I just took myself out of focus. All right. So, reminding myself to unmute. Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream here at Jashelle Tech TV. I'm back today to discuss entry-level web coding tech roles hiring now. And particularly today, I want to highlight roles besides developer and engineer to get started or continue in your tech coding career. Hi, tech girl Kristen. How are you today? Thank you for joining the stream. And before I begin, I want to talk about my main goals for these types of streams. And it's to help people who want to get started in a career in web and coding, or even those continuing and interested in learning about different roles that you may or may not have known about previously. So I wanted to, just tell you why I do these career chat streams, just to kind of, show you what else is out there. Hi, Christian. Thank you for joining the stream today. Thank you all for joining. It looks like we have 14 people in the stream right now, which is awesome. All right, and just diving a little bit more into my goals for these streams. It's mainly people just starting in the industry, who are A, seeking an entry-level role, B, have working knowledge of the web and coding. This includes things like HTML, CSS, setting up a basic website, problem-solving skills, and a drive to learn new things. And I just want to show that you are not limited to just software developer or just software engineer, whether you're just starting or continuing with coding. And I want to highlight roles where you can work on and or with software without needing a whole load of knowledge. And basic skills and working knowledge of technologies are a great start. And I want to highlight roles that are entry-level friendly and no CS degree friendly. So those are my goals for these live streams. Whether you're, transitioning into tech, you're starting your career for the first time, or you're continuing, these are all titles that you can get into. So that's what I want to point out today, and pretty much in all the streams. And let's see who else is in the chat. Okay, we got Tech Girl Kristen and Christian, and that made my tongue tie because Kristen and Christian, are in the chat. So, all right. So, first of all, let me just give you a list of the roles that I'm going to be getting into today. Let me pull that up on my screen. Okay, so just an overview of the roles that I'm going to be going over, and I'm going to be going into them a little bit more detail. So we have sales engineer, software training specialist, e-commerce production associate, developer support engineer, onboarding and training specialist, HTML email developer, junior web developer, teaching assistant, and web content migrator, web content developer. So these are all entry level, for the most part, entry level jobs that you can get into that aren't necessarily software developer or software engineer. These are roles that you can start in or continue in. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, or this evening, tonight. It's currently 4:37 here, so it's evening. As you can see, it's still daylight outside here on the West Coast. What's up, Brian? Hey, I have chat up now. Definitely tuning in. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Thanks for chatting and engaging here on the stream. And feel free, anybody, if you want to, answer, not answer. Well, yeah, you can answer questions too. But if you'd like to ask questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or just say hey, or you can just watch and hang out. So let's go. Let me make sure my screen is big enough over here. Pop it over to my desktop too. Yes, I'm talking to myself right now. Gotta have that mental clarity, you know what I mean? Okay. So Get Into Tech, of course, is if you're not familiar with Get Into Tech, it's a project that I'm working on. It's going to be an official website to list these kinds of roles. And one of the reasons I do these live streams is to kind of support this project and show you what's out there and highlight roles that I find in reference to this project. Right now, it is, I'm so sorry, I get so scared that I'm on mute and I'll have to just start completely over. So you'll excuse it if I stop randomly. I'm like, am I on mute? So, okay. Is it really a live stream or, a meeting if nobody asks, can you hear me? Am I on mute? I don't, okay. All right, official spreadsheet. So you can check this out. I have it in the description. This is where I list the jobs officially right now until the website is complete. So I'm still working on that. So without further ado, let's get into the jobs. So the first one I want to highlight is sales engineer. So now the outline, it looks like they hire outside of the United States. So if you are in Canada, you can take a look at this if you're seeking an entry-level role. So with the sales engineer, they prepare and develop technical presentations to explain the company's products or services to customers. They own the technical engagement with clients during demonstration and trial phases, communicate with the sales team to understand consumer demands, and offer sales support where necessary. And the sales engineer is a credible source for complex technical issues through advanced competitive knowledge, technical skills, and credibility. So basically, looks like you just need your own computer and a stable internet connection to apply. I don't particularly see any experience. So, if you're looking to get started in tech, it looks like, okay, grow and learn from other world-class engineers, designers, and entrepreneurs on our team. You can choose your own hours and lead new projects from the ground up. So Outliant develops software for many top companies and startups around the world, as well as build our own internal products. So this is a really good tech role to get started in. Even if you eventually want to be a developer, engineer, or anything else, cloud engineer, something like this is great to start because, you're in the software land, you're learning new things, and you can learn from other colleagues and learn from other people. So this is a great role, I think, to start in. Hey family, this is Sta. Am I saying it right? Vlogs. Hi, and Chanel cousin. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody in the stream. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. So I'm going to head over to the next role. Let's go. Okay, so besides sales engineer, there's software training specialist. And with the software training specialist, you'll basically become an expert in the purpose, features, and functions of complex software applications and how they're intended to be used. You're preparing teaching and course materials. You assess internal and external customer training needs, maintain training records, instruct users on an individual or group basis by in-person or web training. And with this software training specialist role, they're just looking for somebody with communication skills. Strong organizational planning and motivational skills are desired. Ability to set up and use audiovisual equipment is required. And with this one, looks like you'll be traveling extensively to provide internal and external customer training. So I think a software training specialist will be a great start because, you're training people on software. So what better way to begin than helping people learn how to use software? That could definitely segue into a developer engineer role if you so wish to do that. There are, of course, tons of other tech roles out there. Now, with this channel, I do focus more on the coding website, but still, I think even if you choose to go a different route, with these entry-level jobs requiring very little experience, it's a great start to get into tech. You know what? I think a good thing to do here, instead of switching over to my live view. Hi, Franklin. Instead of switching over to my live view, I'm actually going to just pull the chat over into my main screen. And that way I can actually see the chat while I'm looking at the jobs too. So, can everybody hear me okay? I hope so. I don't know. I did some tests before I started, so. All right, so I got the chat over here on my main screen. So now I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Okay. And there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Sweet. Okay. So the next one is, let me scroll down. E-commerce production associate. Now, I think this is a really good one. Hey, Ray Drama. Hey, I really appreciate you. No worries. I appreciate you too for watching. Thanks, Chanel, for letting me know that you can hear me okay. So with the production associate, they execute site product uploads and updates, including product specifications, pricing, and imagery, execute product content updates and products on our e-commerce site, execute a consistent audit schedule to maintain luxury brand standards, work closely with the development team to write requirements for new and improved site functionality. They ensure a consistent and seamless digital experience, troubleshoot, report, and QA website bugs relating to products and back-end functionality in partnership with internal teams and development team. So no particular experience required here. A lot of this is, you need an interest in online product content, consumer-focused websites, experience working with web development teams on requirements and testing, keen eye for design, attention to detail, things like that. I would say, and it looks like now all jobs don't do this, but this one actually says the target budget for this position is between 45 and 60K. So, so that's an entry level kind of for something like this. And the production associate, I think, is a great start because you're working with developers. You're working on the website. You're doing basic stuff on the website. Again, you're uploading products. You're making updates to the site. You're putting in pricing. You're putting in images. You're doing quality assurance on website bugs, troubleshooting, reporting, functionality stuff. You're partnering with other people, cross teams on projects. So this is a great start if you have some basic coding experience, basic website experience. Great role to get into. And this is the e-commerce production associate, which this sounds like so much of what I do, except it's a different title. I'm currently a web administrator, and I actually provide a lot of support for websites and production. That's what I do. And we have a lot of websites in production, which means a lot of things can go wrong. Websites go down, an image is broken, a client wants an update on their website that we need to go in and configure for them. They want the header updated. They want a new logo, things like that. So that's what I do. I'm kind of a production associate, although it's called web administrator where I work. But I think a lot of these titles are very interchangeable. So I would look into that. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Christian, for letting me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Because I got the Blue Yeti. You better be able to hear me loud and clear. This microphone was like, what, $200 or something? I don't know. I got to look at the receipt. I don't remember how much it is. You can look it up. Blue Yeti. How much is it? I don't know. I can't remember. I bought this like last year. Okay, so the next role that I think that you should take a look at is developer support engineer. So the developer support engineer, what do they do? Now, for this particular company, they want you to know at least one programming language and experience developing, whether it's for fun or for work. They would like you to have maybe some customer service, retail, or other role involving customer service, customer contact. Maybe some experience with SQL, REST API, JSON, JavaScript. You like learning new things. You have a passion for providing a superior customer experience. Troubleshooting instincts, and bonus points if you have experience with SIP, VoIP, or SMS. So that's a good one. Basically, they just need you to have some like basic programming knowledge, communication, customer service, developer support engineer. And as far as like what this role does, they're seeking a personable technologist with a passion for solving complex problems and building solutions for clients. And you would be working with a team of client specialists, and alongside our developers and engineers, you will assist customers to implement our APIs and utilize our overall telephony platform. Sorry. So they want somebody basically proactive, hardworking, and willing to take ownership and responsibility for client success. And that's developer support engineer. That's a really great start. Christian says, I would not sleep on any of these entry-level tech positions because they can be a great springboard to something far better in the future in tech. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you just coming in, let me just once again say what my goal is for these live streams. So I want to highlight roles besides developer and engineer, roles where you can get started or continue in your tech coding career. And my main goal for these streams, oh my goodness, my battery is dying. I will be right back. I don't want my battery to die. BRB, BRB. Okay, I think I knocked the camera over a little. So like I was saying, Christian is absolutely right. Don't sleep on the entry-level roles because, there are so many roles out there, like I said, besides developer, besides engineer. Sorry about that. I want to make sure I'm in frame. Okay. That you can start in. Okay. And then my main goals for these types of streams is to help people who want to get started in a career in web and coding, or even those continuing and interested in learning about different roles that you may or may not have known about previously. So if you have a working knowledge of web and coding, including HTML, CSS, setting up a basic website, problem solving skills, and a drive to learn new things, basic skills and working knowledge of technologies are a great start. And that's why I want to cover these, because some people could feel stuck and feel like software developer and software engineer are the only titles they're looking at, and then majority of them are like data structures, algorithms, 2+ years of experience, APIs, JavaScript, REST APIs, SQL, backend, front end, and you're like, I don't have all this. And so I want people to get unstuck and kind of branch out a little bit, because my goal is to help people get started in their career, whether it's whether you're starting in sales engineer, software training specialist, e-commerce production associate, developer support engineer. Those are some that I just went over, if you're just popping in. But I'm going over these roles so that you can see what else is out there, so that you can get started. And just looking at the chat, web admin sounds like a good role. I'm going to have to check it out. Yeah, Chanel, that's what I currently do. And a lot of what I do, it's some coding, mostly website administration. So I'm just basically maintaining websites, making sure websites that are currently in production or getting ready to hit production are ready, set, go. And, that they stay up and running, and, that our clients are happy. Wayne says, hey team. What's up, Wayne? Christian says, what's up, Wayne Wallace? Bree Power says, good evening, Bree Power. It's nice to see you as always. Yar says, awesome. Can you help us resume building or portfolio? I sure can. Maybe the next stream could be something like that. I would love to help out. So thank you, Yara, for that idea. Yara is my friend, by the way. We talk like every day. I have this group chat, this constant stream of like memes and like funny posts and like just different stuff. And this is, she's from my study group from Coding Bootcamp. So, hey, Yara. Everybody say, hey, Yara. IR Steven. Hello, IR Steven. Yara says, by the way, hey, my friend. Hey. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's continue the other jobs that I have here that I've prepared to show you. So let's head back over to the main screen. Let's go. All right, so the next one we have is onboarding and training specialist. By the way, well, I had something to say, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to worry about it. Chanel says, hi, Yara. Yara, Chanel, Yara. Everybody's just meeting each other. Christian, Yara, Christian, Chanel, Yara, Christian, Chanel. Okay, serious. On a serious note, let's get back. Okay, onboarding and training specialist. What does the onboarding and training specialist do? So, about this role, they're looking for somebody, and I want to make sure you can see it. They're looking for someone who loves to teach people new things, juggling multiple projects at one time, can explain things in more than one way with patience and understanding. You like to solve puzzles and Venn diagrams. You love talking on the phone and helping businesses implement automated marketing technology that's going to help them grow in their agency. So what are the responsibilities of the onboarding and training specialist? So you're the main point of contact for new clients in their first 30 to 45 days. You're responsible for managing your day-to-day with your assigned clients. Highly skilled in your ability to manage your own calendar, and professional in your ability to facilitate client relationships over a series of several calls. You'll be following up with clients via email and phone calls. But the main thing that you'll be doing is setting up, you're required to set up an integration system between the client's CRM and our software and be able to interpret and understand that data. So let's see here. They would like you to have some project management, customer support, or implementation experience, but most of it's communication skills, ability to manage and work with people, high energy, can-do attitude. So again, this is the onboarding and training specialist. So, you're in there onboarding clients, training them on how to use the software. What better way to start? And you can go right in, learn the software, see what other roles are available after 6 months to a year, or whatever you want to do. Mainly just wanted to say this is a good role to start in. Hi, Big C Views. How's it going? All right. So we shall continue, everybody. Now, of course, we got the almighty, most talked about HTML email developer. Liberty University is hiring an HTML email developer. Now, they're looking for someone with an expertise in HTML coding, and I'll blow that up a little bit. an expertise in HTML coding, as well as a full understanding of web development tools and technologies such as CSS, Photoshop, and Dreamweaver. You would be assisting in creating new and existing code for HTML to be used in university email campaigns. This position has the skill set to translate direction from internal creatives, clients, and staff into error-free email code, sometimes within tight timelines. So if you have some HTML, CSS, Photoshop, Dreamweaver, this is a great entry level. One thing that I want to point out, and these are the essential functions if you want to go check those out. One thing I want to point out is when it says minimal qualifications, I do have jobs on the spreadsheet that may say 4-year college degree in computer science or similar, 6 months of experience. I don't have a lot like that, and I try not to include those because I want to make sure like the barrier of entry is as low as possible for the jobs that I list. The reason I still list certain ones is because something like an HTML email developer, if you have a great portfolio and you have great projects and you find ways to stand out, sometimes they'll overlook that because they're like, wow, this person really knows their stuff. And so I'll go ahead and include it because there's other qualifications on here like in-depth knowledge of front-end coding languages like HTML, CSS, general understanding of Photoshop and Microsoft Suite. You understand, you can work under limited supervision. You can work well with clients and coworkers. You want to grow and improve. You have these strong technical skills and expertise in HTML, superior attention to detail. So I would still try to, look at these other qualifications too, because maybe your prior experience can complement something like this. And if you don't have that 4-year computer science degree or that 6 months of experience, but you have some kind of training, you've taken courses, you have a portfolio, I would still apply. So just know that if you see roles that like this on the entry-level job spreadsheet that I have, don't freak out. There's a reason why I put them on there. So I'm literally, I'm very, very, very particular about the jobs that I put on here. So that's, if you see it on there, that means I'm encouraging you to apply. So heading back to the chat. So Bree got a remote job while back doing some customer service. I'm working on making them some HTML email templates. Go Bree powered. Everybody say go Bree. Go Bree. Go Bree E powered. Woo! Okay. So let's give a round of applause to Bree because Bree is making HTML email templates. Wayne Wallace is going to be applying in the next 2 months. Okay. So people are talking about their accomplishments in the chat, and I love to hear it. So if you got a job through the spreadsheet or just started, feel free to, encourage other people, give them any pointers or advice. That would be great. So I'm just going to continue the other jobs that I have here. So besides that, Yar says, go Bree, go Bree, go Bree, E powered. Okay. All right. So another good one is a teaching assistant for a junior web developer. Actually, with this teaching assistant position, I know someone that works there, and we're connected on LinkedIn, and I talk to her a lot. So if this is something you'd be interested in, I can, maybe help out a little bit and pass you along. So if you're interested in the teaching assistant position. Now this one is a part-time, I think. And it's like, $20 to $29, 20 to 29 hours a week, $20 an hour which could be great experience, So the main responsibility of the teaching assistant is you'd be deliver online small group sessions to a diverse group of learners and guiding them in their learning under the supervision of the lead instructor. And the main things are explain complex topics in a non-technical way, coach and guide students to be as employable as possible and support them to develop industry standard portfolios, provide differentiated and one-on-one support to motivate and support participants to persevere through challenges. So, yeah, the teaching assistant, you're just assisting the lead instructor. They would like you to have 1 to 2 years of experience, but it is not required. It'd be great if you did have prior experience as a trainer, certification in JavaScript. But I think that if you, from what I know about the person that I know through the connect that I have with this company, I think apply anyway. If you have, some kind of skills and you like to help people and you want to help students on a part-time basis, this could be a good one to look into. So it's the teaching assistant at Generation USA. Big C Views says, I have a question. In my area, there are a lot of content editor roles that don't require portfolio, only resume. I wrote one blog on WordPress so far, linked pics, YouTube videos. Blog still inactive. Yeah, you don't. Not all jobs require a portfolio. Some of them just want to see your resume. Maybe link information on work that you have done or projects that you've worked on. So no, not all jobs require a portfolio. So if you don't have a portfolio, that's fine. Now for jobs that do require a portfolio, that some of them are just they're hardcore on that. They want to see your work. So it just depends on what you're applying for. See, Bree, all these congratulations. I'm very, very proud of you. Keep going. And S. Fletcher says, hello. Hello, S. Fletcher. Hello. So, yeah, that's the teaching assistant role. So if you're interested in something like that, Generation USA is hiring. Now, so I do have a couple of other roles. And with these, they're more of a shorter term contract roles. And so I want to point out sometimes shorter term contract roles are a good way to start too. Because you work on a project short term, that's experience. Even if it's 2 to 4 months, 2 to 4 month contract, that's experience. So that's a great start. So I'm going to get into that now. So Dre Reactions says, would you recommend applying to the jobs after a boot camp, even if I need to review, update portfolio, what I learned in the boot camp? Yeah, I mean, the thing about me is when I was in boot camp, I applied for jobs while I was in boot camp. I didn't actually wait till after. I would say if you have a portfolio, do keep it updated as you go. The number of projects aren't as relevant as the quality of the projects. So try to just keep quality projects in there. Don't worry about how many you have, or don't worry about if it's not updated. You can always just put your newest stuff in there. So when you apply is a matter of, are you ready to apply? Are you ready to start, are you ready to start putting yourself out there? I would say do it as soon as possible. If you feel that you look at a job description and you're like, oh, I can do that, apply. Don't wait. Because you never know when you are going to be a top candidate. Don't feel like, oh, I don't have all the skills. No. You never know when they're going to look at your portfolio or your resume or your work and say, this is who we're looking for. So don't wait if you're ready. I wouldn't recommend that. Wayne says, I hope more tech jobs continue being remote. Actually, most of the jobs that I have on my spreadsheet, actually 99.9% of these, maybe there's one or two, they're all remote. So all you got to do is check this out and you can see what all is out there, what all is remote. And like I said, I put emphasis on jobs that have a lower barrier to entry. They're not asking for computer science degrees. They're not asking for data structures and algorithms. They're not asking that you have CEO experience at Google. They're just saying, hey, we need you to have working knowledge. We need you to have passion. Maybe some samples of your work. They're just looking for driven people, most of these. So, and if they're not remote, it says it'll say, no or not available or no. Well, some of these, if it says not in A, that means I don't know because maybe it wasn't very clear. So I may have left it blank or something like that. Okay, so let's get on to the short-term contract jobs. So web content migrator, this may be something you want to look into if you are looking to hop into something as soon as possible. So with the web content migrator, they're seeking to fill a temporary contract-based position, tasks with loading pages of content for a large website migration project. This individual will work with a team of other content migrators, web designers, and technical consultants to complete a site migration into Drupal 9 or a similar content management system. So you'll basically be contributing to migration planning, mapping, and content analysis, copying existing content into new content management system using a set of content tools. You'll be adding and organizing media assets such as PDFs, images, etc., basic content QA, and this will be a 2 to 4 month full-time contract position with potential for extension. So, if you do really, really good on something like that, they could possibly keep you on full-time. And this is a great place to start because they're looking for somebody with organizational skills. You can contribute to a team and work independently. You're excited about creating beautiful and effective web pages from a toolkit of content components, communication skills, and prior experience working with a content management system or in web-based communications. Honestly, I feel that, if you know how to, create a website, you can definitely import text into a content management system. You can definitely do that. So if you don't have prior experience in something like that, I would apply anyway if you have your stuff together as far as your resume and all that. So that I just really think these temporary contract positions or something, definitely don't overlook. You may feel that, it's a contract, it's not long term, but a contract could turn into a full-time position or at least at minimum give you experience. Sam says, thank you so much for creating this list. Very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. Not that this is Chick-fil-A or anything, and I'm not trying to steal their, my pleasure thing, but really it's my pleasure. Team Mastermind. Oh, a little teddy bear and a heart. That's so cute. Thank you. Javier or Javier? Javier. Hey, Giselle, how are you? I did not understand this position. Is it like copy and paste type of stuff? Yes. It's literally like you're copying and pasting content onto a website. So it's called Web Content Migrator. So basically you're migrating stuff from an old content management system to a new content management system. So here it says you're going to be completing a site migration into Drupal 9 or a similar content management system. And all a content management system is it makes it easier to build a website, and you place content in these fields. And so if you're familiar with anything like WordPress or what else is out there, Drupal, things like that, then I'm telling you, it's really easy. That I did something like that in my first job as a software developer, a junior software developer. So yeah, you're literally copying and pasting stuff. Now you may be adding in PDFs or images, but yeah, it looks like you're basically copying existing content into the new content management system. And so, while it sounds simple, things can go wrong in a migration. Trust me, I've been there. Things can go wrong in a migration, and so you will need probably some problem-solving skills if something goes wrong. So still, you get on something like this, you can put on your resume, I assisted with a major migration for a software company. I assisted with this, I assisted with that. I ensured quality of the web pages. Excellent start. No data structures, no algorithms. A simple migration project. Great place to start. The last role that I want to talk about is a web content developer for InLeague Services Incorporated. Now, with this one, I think they're just looking for somebody to build something for them. Because it's saying here, I'm not exactly sure, but maybe this is something you could look into as well. But their goal is to have a responsive website that is also engaging and user friendly. That is core to our vision. Equally important, the site should have a CMS back office that is easy to use, ability to get user analytics, but also options to fully edit the website content. So it sounds like they probably want something built in in WordPress or something like that. Because if they want a CMS back office, they're basically wanting it to be easy for them to go in and edit content, not something static where you have to update the code, but something where there's a front end, but then you can go in and log in and update pages. So it looks like they want a home page and 8 page types. It's a 68-week project. Now I'm thinking maybe you're not leading the project, maybe you're just helping out, because they got design deliverable will be HTML, CSS templates hosted in Webflow. So it looks like Webflow, that's what you'll be working with. So I think this is just helping out on an effort to build a website in Webflow. That's what I'm thinking. So if you want to look into this, it's called Web Content Developer. This is another one. Would anybody be interested? I guess I can put these down on, I can put this in my description, these jobs in my description. And then that way you can go check them out. Christian says, keep in mind that your soft skills and being able to speak to your technical ability will help you get into the door. That's 100% true. A lot of it is communication, asking questions. You can, you don't need to know everything, but if you're able to sell yourself, sell your skills, that's the most important thing. So those are the roles that I had today. And again, the purpose of these streams is to, again, highlight roles besides developer and engineer to get started or continue in your tech coding career. And basically help people who want to get started in a career in web and coding, or even those continuing and interested in learning about different roles that you may or may not have known about previously. And like I said, don't feel that you're limited to just software developer or software engineer. Whether you're just starting or continuing with coding, there are roles where you can work on and or with software without needing a whole load of knowledge. So basic skills and working knowledge of technologies are a great start. And there's a lot of roles that are entry-level friendly and no CS degree friendly. So once again, the website that I'm working on is called getintotech.io. You can check it out, and I'll go ahead and just put it in the chat. And I just closed out of it, didn't I? Haha. But it's getintotech.io. It's a resource that's coming soon to a browser near you to help you find entry-level web tech coding jobs. For now, I have still linked the official spreadsheet. So all the jobs that I talked about in this stream are listed here in the spreadsheet. So you can check them out. And there's lots and lots of roles. I try to keep at least 100 or more roles in the spreadsheet. And there's a lot of web developer roles. There are some software engineer roles, but keep in mind there are other jobs that you can do that aren't necessarily developer and engineer. David says, thank you. I got here late, not notified, but I'm looking to start applying soon. Almost done with my portfolio. Nice. Congrats, David. And no worries. Feel free to replay the stream. I want to start streaming as much as possible. Help out as much as possible. There's tons of ideas that I have for the channel. But with working full time, it can be a little bit challenging. And also, if you have sent me a message on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, just know that I'm going to be working to respond back to everybody. Anybody looking for resources or anybody that had a question, I'm gonna work probably in the mornings. I'll try to respond to make some time in the mornings during the week to respond back to everybody. But did anyone have any other questions? Those are the only jobs I had. Thank you guys so much for attending, and thank you everybody for coming on this lovely Sunday evening. Bluetooth is dying. I guess I could talk about some stuff that I'm doing. Okay, so if you weren't aware, I do write articles. So if you ever want to just keep tabs on what I'm up to, you can go to debjashelle.tech/articles. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and post in the chat. So we got getintotech.io. So that's the jobs website. And then if you want to check out my articles, debjashelle.tech/articles, this is how you can keep tabs on me. Christian says, awesome, David. Good luck on your journey portfolio. Yes, good luck, David. We're rooting for you. And Bree Power says, thanks for all the hard work. Welcome, Bree. It's my pleasure. And here's my portfolio. It's debjashelle.tech if you want to check it out. It has all my social media links. So feel free to connect with me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, GitHub, CodePen, YouTube, all of them. All of them. Connect with me. So that's all I had for today, everybody. Thank you again for joining. If you have other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll try to respond to everybody as soon as I can. So I'll see you all in the next stream. So take care, everybody. See ya.